Hello. In this video, I'm going to talk about the most annoying leadership behaviors. Over the span of our careers, most of us have had the unfortunate experience of working under a bad leader. What comes to mind when you think of bad leadership behaviors? Well, a survey of 1,000 employees by Bamboo HR lists the following behaviors that employees think are the top 10 toxic leadership behaviors, along with the percentage of employees who consider such a behavior as really a deal breaker, something that annoys them a lot. Number 1, takes credit for your work, 63%. Number 2, doesn't trust or empower you, 62%. Doesn't care if you are overworked, 58%. Doesn't advocate when it comes to compensation, 57%. Hires and or promotes the wrong people, 56%. Doesn't back you up when there is a dispute, 55%. Doesn't provide proper direction on assignments or roles, 54%. Micromanages and doesn't allow you freedom to work, 53%. Focuses more on your weaknesses than your strengths, 53%. Doesn't set clear expectations, 52%. The sad part is that most leaders themselves are not aware that they are exhibiting such behaviors, and especially its impact on the team. How do you identify and rectify such poor leadership behaviors? One of the best ways to identify bad leadership behaviors before they become a serious drag on employee engagement and productivity is to foster a culture of honest feedback. As most employees are uncomfortable offering feedback to their leaders to their face, the best way is to start by having an anonymous 360-degree feedback on all leaders on a regular basis, at least once a year. Once bad leadership behaviors are identified, put the leaders through leadership coaching. Give them some time to rectify this behavior. If there is no significant improvement in the leader's toxic behavior, it may sometimes be prudent to let the leader go. Sometimes firing a single toxic leader is usually more than enough to improve the morale of the entire team. Every month, we offer a limited number of Global Leadership Assessment GLA 360 for your executive leadership team. The regular cost of GLA is $270 for a single leader, but you get the GLA 360 assessment for your executive leadership team absolutely free. Click on the link in the description to know more. How to spot a toxic boss. Top 5 poor leadership behaviors that make employees quit. Have you heard of the quote, "People leave bosses and not companies"? Behaviors of managers or leaders have a very lasting impact on their team members. Poor or toxic leadership behaviors result in lower employee engagement, higher employee turnover, decrease in productivity and performance. Here are the top 5 poor leadership behaviors that are a deal breaker and make employees quit, according to the website workitdaily.com. Number 1, failing to listen. Do you listen to your team members when they share information with you? Are you listening to what they tell you in meetings and appointments? And do you care about what they are telling you? Failing to listen will result in frustrated team members who eventually lose faith in their leader and in their organization. Number 2, failing to embrace and utilize the talents of the entire team. Each one of your team members has a unique gift that brings value to your organization. Do you know what these unique gifts are for each one of your team members? Good leaders actively embrace and engage their team members in the work that is aligned to their unique talents and gifts. Failing to engage your team will result in discouragement, lack of motivation, and low productivity for your team and the organization. Number 3, failing to acknowledge the work of those you lead. When is the last time you thanked your team member for the work they do? How often do you acknowledge their efforts as well as outcomes, address their successes, and identify how each team member has contributed to making your organization a success? Good leaders take the time to acknowledge the efforts of the entire team as well as the successes. Failing to acknowledge your team will drive down performance and efforts, eventually harming the success and the progress of your organization. Number 4, not seeking feedback actively and routinely. Perhaps a team member agreed with a decision you made, or you were criticized by a team member and you took it personally. Do you turn these conflicts into grudges? Good leaders welcome feedback from their team members. They know the importance of allowing everyone to express their ideas as well as opinions. Not seeking feedback and not allowing people to speak candidly will eventually lead to decreased performance and may end up in employees quitting, and in worst case scenarios may get the leader fired. Number 5, disrespecting team members. Do you talk down to your team members or use a condescending tone? Perhaps you disrespect your team members or shame them in public. If so, you are a bully and your team members will do everything possible to avoid you. And this avoidance will result in poor communication, lack of motivation, loss of productivity, and sooner or later a team and the organization that is going for that is going for a ruin. Good leaders make it a point to be approachable and respected by their team members. You must go to the person for their issues and concerns in order to maintain a strong and successful organization. One of the best ways to identify bad leadership behaviors before they become a serious drag on employee engagement and productivity is to foster a culture of honest feedback. As most employees are uncomfortable offering feedback to their leaders in front of them, the best way is to start by having an anonymous 360-degree feedback for all leaders on a regular basis and at least once a year. Once bad leadership behaviors are identified, put the leaders through leadership coaching. Give them some time and opportunity to improve. If there is no significant improvement in the leader's behaviors, it may sometimes be prudent to let the leader go. Really, sometimes firing a single toxic leader is more than enough to improve the morale of the entire team. Every month, we offer a limited number of global leadership assessments or GLA 360 for your executive leadership team. The regular cost of GLA is $270 for each leader, but you can get the GLA 360 assessment for your executive leadership team absolutely free. Click on the link in the description to know more. The hidden costs of bad or toxic leadership behaviors. The main job of the leader is to deliver results, correct? And running a business is tough. Sometimes you have to get tough and deal with people in a strict manner. You can't avoid it, right? Wrong. Treating people disrespectfully and justifying it is a very bad idea. It has serious consequences. Bad leadership is a serious problem. Don't believe it? Take a look at the numbers from a survey by Harvard Business Review. The employees who felt that their leaders were disrespectful to them admitted to the following bad behaviors. 48% intentionally decreased their work effort. 47% intentionally decreased the time they spent at work. 38% intentionally decreased the quality of the work. 63% lost work time avoiding the offender. 66% said that their performance declined. 78% said that their commitment to the organization declined. 25% admitted to taking their frustrations out on customers. Bad leadership is not only detrimental to the morale and the productivity, but it also has a negative cascading effect throughout the organization. It creates a toxic culture. As a leader, how can you find out if you exhibit one or more of these bad behaviors? Well, through the process of 360-degree feedback. No one will come and tell you to their face, to your face. Every month, we offer a limited number of global leadership assessments, GLA 360, for your executive leadership team. The regular cost of GLA is $270 for each leader, but you can get the GLA 360 assessment for your executive leadership team absolutely free. Click on the link below in the description to know more. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it with your contacts and remember to share your thoughts via comments. See you in the next video.